what do you got?
I think I can prove to a judge that both of these men had the mens rea.
What the hell is a mens rea?
It's a legal term the lawyers use. It just means the intention to commit a crime.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Mens rea?
Put the cuffs on him.
How could we have gotten mens rea? We take blood? Can you do it without taking blood? We both use condoms. How is this possible? I want to see a doctor. Can I have an independent blood test?
Money!
I feel sick.
What are you doing?
Mens rea! Oh! Oh! My God!
OJ Simpson kills those two people so hard, they stop making the Ford Bronco.
Before they
Don't get brazen with me.
Bronco. All right. Hey, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whoever you're doing it with, however long you've been doing it, and however good it feels. Welcome to OJ Day with Chandler, Remington, co-host.
Good morning, everybody.
We are here. Remy_legal on Twitter and YouTube. That's where you need to go to find her and her cute little muggo coffee or tea.
Always.
How are we doing today?
I'm doing great. It is, God, so early in LA, but I'm, as always, very happy to be here because I always love being on your channel. Always, always, always. How are you?
Well, I'm doing pretty darn good, I think. All things considered. It's been a good day in certain respects. I found the green hat that was missing for a while. I couldn't find it. I was upset. I was distressed.
It's a good one. It's flattering, very.
It's a little bit wonky because of where I found it, but you know, it'll get worked out over time. And I just kind of had this wild vision. It was one of these things that maybe it's behind, because I know of the cabinet it should have been in. It should have been in like the cabinet that has all of my hats in it, but it wasn't. But it's either I left it drunkenly in a bar or a taxi, and I didn't remember doing that. I guess, which is the point of losing things and forgetting things, but maybe it's behind the giant pile of hat boxes, and weirdly it was. It was just kind of weird. So there we go. Got the hat.
Kind of wedged in there, yeah.
Yeah, my hat got a wedgie and was kind of twisted up on the side. So
it doesn't look too much worse for wear. I mean, it's, you know,
it's just kind of like
it's in good shape.
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of crumpled up. We'll get it ironed out here, literally ironed out. All right, but of course. We were another couple of minutes late, as always, and those of you that know me just way too well. Alan says, Jeff is making his drink. Yes, of course, that is why I was late. Of course, that's what I was doing.
It's a very good reason to be late to a drink.
But I had an episode. I had a drink episode. Well, 2 episodes. It was not a good cocktail. I mean, it's a great cocktail. It wasn't a great cocktail making experience. Because I was getting lemon juice, and I got the lemon juice. I got everything done. And then while moving the lemon squeezer, I knocked it off the counter. It hit the floor, and like lemon juice and seeds kind of went everywhere. So I had to hurry and clean that up. And in the meantime, I was using one of these. I have like a professional, really, really nice cocktail shaker, but that was dirty and in the sink. So I had to use one of the cheap little ones with the cap and then the little cap on top and the strainer built in. And when it gets cold, it expands. So I couldn't get the lid off. And
you want to know something? I still have a cocktail stuck in my cocktail shaker from like 2 years ago. I never got it open.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's why I use like the professional, the glass, like the glass, and then the tin thing. And anyway, but yeah, so it's kind of wedged together. So I had to just pull it off and strain it. But we got it there. We got here a little bit late today. If you're wondering what cocktail I'm drinking, one of my favorite cocktails. Today we have an amazing whiskey sour here lined up.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's just so perfect because the foam comes up just about a millimeter above the rim. It's so great. It looks so wonderful. And if you're wondering how to make the perfect whiskey cocktail, you need to get yourself a good shaker, a good professional shaker. And this is a double because I always do things double. But if you just want to make a regular single, get 1.5 ounces of whiskey. Bourbon doesn't have to be a great bourbon, but it's like your favorite bourbon. Get 1.5 ounces of that. Get 1 ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice. Got to be fresh squeezed. And then you get I'd say about half an ounce of syrup, of simple syrup. Put it in a shaker with a couple of cubes of ice. Shake that thing. Get it really super cold. Then you do the cool stuff. Then you have then you pour out the ice, keeping the whiskey and the and the lemon juice and the simple syrup in the shaker. Then you add the white of an egg. Add an egg white. And then if you have like one of the protein shake things, like little wire balls, if you have one of those, that's perfection. Drop that in there. If not, just put the lid on the shaker back in and shake that thing like a madman or a madwoman for about 30 seconds. And then when that's done, you should be able to strain it out into your glass. And it should separate really quickly into this nice layer of foam and this beautiful, beautiful cocktail underneath it. Yes, the egg white is what gives it the foam.
Beautiful. Yeah, doing arm day at the gym. It's good motivation to do arm day, so you can really shake that thing up.
And then you can get really decorative with a couple of drops of bitters on top for taste.
I love that.
That's a fantastic. It's one of my favorite cocktails, and this one's particularly good. Foamy.
Well, I'm having Dragon's Treasure tea this morning, and I'm very much enjoying it.
Which Dragon's Treasure tea are you having?
You know, I don't know. I picked one of the green ones at random, and because it was like 5 something in the morning, I just kind of plopped it in there. But it is very tasty. I am enjoying all of them very much so far. I'm going to be making another order very soon.
Good. People are asking, what are bitters? Eric Holmes, bitters are it's essentially herbs that have been condensed down with alcohol. It's basically a flavoring. Yeah, it's an aromatic bitters kind of thing. Just go to anywhere and ask for Angostura bitters. They should have them in every grocery store, just about anywhere, or outside of the U.S., probably in any place to buy where you can buy alcohol.
Yeah, it always has that weird little paper thing on the top that's kind of crinkly. That they usually put it in a Manhattan, so you've had bitters most certainly if you've had a Manhattan or an old fashioned.
Old fashioned, Manhattans, Boulevardiers, just everything. Silent PS is building up my shake endurance to make a Ramos Fizz sometime. That was my choice. I was like, oh, do I want a Ramos Fizz or do I want a whiskey sour?
I've never heard of a Ramos Fizz, but you named my favorite cocktail.
Which one's that?
Boulevardier.
Oh yeah, yum.
I can't drink gin, and so I had to switch from the Negroni to the Boulevardier, and it is one of my favorites, but not everybody knows what it is when I go to bars, so I appreciate the mention. What is a Ramos Fizz?
Ramos Fizz, it's like an ounce and a half of gin, half an ounce of lime juice, about the same, half an ounce of lime juice, half an ounce of lemon juice, an ounce of syrup. I mean, it takes a lot. It's a sweet drink. An ounce of syrup, 2 ounces of heavy cream, an egg white, some orange flower water or elderflower water, some vanilla extract, and then again you just shake it up and you just kind of top it off with a little bit with some soda water.
Interesting.
Amazing. So what I'm probably going to do a Ramos Fizz tomorrow, and maybe an Irish Storm, which is also another cream-based cocktail. Because once I open this box of cream I have, then it's on. I got to drink it all.
You have good cocktail knowledge. I wasn't expecting the cream in there. That was a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I mean that just makes it really. And there's another. Oh, do you ever have like this? This has nothing to do with OJ. You've just kind of got me talking about alcohol here. Did you ever have like those ice cream, like the orange creamsicles as a kid?
Yeah.
I have a vodka cocktail that tastes exactly like one of those.
Oh, I would drink that. That sounds
like
really
orange
good.
Juice, cream, and vodka. It is so good.
That sounds delicious.
Oh, it is. It's just ridiculously good. So
probably
over the next week, we'll be drinking a lot of cream-based cocktails. Just because once you open the cream, you got to keep going till it's gone. Otherwise, it gets icky.
What about White Russian? White Russian? Last call for White Russian.
I prefer Black Russians more than White Russians. I don't know why.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really like
White Russians
cream in my cocktails. They can. But I mean, it's the chosen beverage of the dude in The Big Lebowski, which is my favorite film of all time. And so I have to respect the White Russian, even if I think they are disgusting.
Femme Natal says orange creamsicle, legit my favorite summertime treat. So next week, we'll definitely be making the orange creamsicle.
Sounds really good, actually. I would totally try that.
Shoot. All right. welcome. Welcome to OJ. It's OJ Day.
Welcome.
We're 10 minutes into this already, and we've just talked about alcohol. There's a lot of things that happen today. One is like the H boy, the evil H guy's birthday today. There's a couple of murders that took place today. Did Shabusiness happen today too?
Well, Columbine
Maybe.
did, but I don't know about Shabusiness. It's 420, so there's that.
Yeah.
If you celebrate.
There's like a lot of weird bad things that happened on like around like 419 and 420.
Yes.
All right, let's do our housekeeping. Get our housekeeping here out of the way. Make sure it's got 140 of you here and 86 likes. Come on, peeps, get over there. Do that. Got about 60 of you that need to hit that like button, and you need to get all of your friends over here to watch OJ. And once you've hit the like button, make sure you're subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Let's get our subscriptions back up to where they deserve to be. God dang it!
Yeah, come on, get this guy to 50K, please. He deserves it.
I deserve more than that, but hey,
it's true. You do.
I'll take 36 again just for starters. And make sure after you hit the like and subscribe button, or make sure you're still subscribed, go on over and take our stupid poll of the day. Tell me your favorite OJ Simpson song. Won't you take me to Fungy Town? Uptown fung you up. Girls just want to have fun, or fungy cold Medina. So I couldn't. I had to go tone low because I couldn't think of any other songs with funk or fun in it off the top of my head.
I've got to vote for Cyndi Lauper on that one. That's classic. Girls.
Yeah.
I
couldn't think of a fourth one, so I had to go with Funky Cold Medina.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Anyway,
good thinking on the fly.
Had to go old school rap on that one. All right, OJ Thursday is back. The Nathan R. You are absolutely correct. And so that's where we are. We got some doggo cam there. So when you're ready to release the hounds, we are $95 away from the doggo cam because Flux has given us the first super chat of the day. Mocha Dick Poon XOXO fully adjustable blow for freedom. There you go.
I love you, Flux. Flux makes my heart happy.
Of the 3 Andrew Mitchell federal crimes you could have chosen, thank you for choosing blow for freedom and not the other 2 that he was charged with. Yeah, Tone Look is always a good choice, but it was a little bit obscure, so Hey, yeah, maybe we'll do the we'll do the orange sickle next Thursday because it's got orange juice in it. There we go. So yeah, we'll do that next Thursday.
What apropos? I like it.
There you go. So that's it. We are on our way to Doggo Cam. Release the hounds in $95 more. Super chat's not required. Not even really grifted for, but some of you say I'm holding the dogs behind a paywall. I'm just saying it's a bonus for reaching a certain internal goal, but not required to participate. We'll do what we can with chat, but the super chats do guarantee that everything gets read, it gets responded to, and we have a good time.
Just give me money.
I know, Alan. I know your monthly thing is there. We don't want to give you heart palpitation, so we will read your thing. Alan, who's been a member of the Clean and Sober Crew for 7 months, says 7 months membership, but 11 months here. Cheers, Jeff. Yes, our 1-year anniversary effort Friday is coming up in about 3 weeks.
Oh,
cool.
Wow. That's exciting.
D-What with $1.99. Where'd it go? I have to scroll to it again. Where did it go? There we go. Happy 420, says D. What? You drug-addled degenerate. Happy birthday for all of you weed smokers out there.
Well, it's a positive spin on the day. It's nice to think that everybody's just getting high, instead of all of that other bad stuff that happened.
I'd rather pay to take a shot. Well, see, that's the thing. Every time we do get to the $200 mark, regardless of what day it is, I take a shot just because that's how I am.
Porque no los dos. I mean, shots and doggos both are excellent. Just saying.
All right, there we go. Let's do this. Where we last left off, it was a jury-free day 2 weeks ago when we did this because they were all arguing about certain bits of evidence that could be led in videos of Dennis Fung doing things out of order, not remembering he was doing things out of order, but definitely doing things out of order. And they said, well, do you have any video of this? He said, oh, yeah, we do. And they said, well, do you have any more video? And Fung said, oh, yes, we've got more video. So that's kind of what we did last week. Then the Judge Ito took a break, and now we're coming back into the courtroom after we read Marv White's $10 super chat. Thank you so much, sir. I like smoking. I'm not sure how much we can say this early on in the show, but pans a lot. Wheeler Walker Jr. also release the hounds. There you go. All right. How many more weeks is Fung going to be on the stand for? A few months. Just settle in.
Probably
We're not even
until I finish law school. Let's put it that way.
Could be. We're not even halfway through his testimony yet. Just so you know. And oh, by the way, approximately, I got to check the time here. I'm checking the time. Come on, time checker me. It seems all right. I'm thinking out loud here. Hang on. In about 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes from now, we will be checking in on the SpaceX Starship launch.
Ooh.
The largest and most powerful rocket ever launched is scheduled to take off 6 minutes from now, and the weather looks great. So we'll
That's
check
exciting.
into it's Boca Chica, not Boca Raton. It's Boca Chica, Texas, at Starbase in about 5 minutes from now, just to see how it goes.
Very cool.
Let me pull this off to the side so I don't forget to do that. Dang, come on, people. NASA, people are super chatting NASA. Come on.
Why
Really?
super chat NASA when you can super chat legal vices?
But yeah, they're dropping like hundies and things here. Come on, people. Why are you doing that? You can be doing it over here. I'll take your hundy.
They're pretty well funded, I would say.
Yeah.
I think they've got some money.
And Marv White says, for real, have you read up on the Afro Man raid case? I haven't. I should, but I haven't. Please watch it. I'm so excited for the space launch. Well, thank you, Marv, for your super chat, and thank you, Flux. Yes, we are watching. We'll pop in 5 minutes. So let's get to some funging OJ here first. So at least we can say we did something in the. So we're 17 minutes in, and I've just put the video up. There is 160 people waiting. I'm sure there was like 500 more people in here, but people probably said, "Oh, he's still talking about his drinks." The big lame-o. Right.
I love hearing about cocktails personally, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Parties are present again. I'd like to advise counsel during the course of my review of the tapes this afternoon, which is what delayed our getting started. This afternoon, I was reviewing tapes again in my chambers. And in reviewing the KTLA tape, Stan Chambers' report from June the 13th, 1994, in hitting the pause button to stop it at the time that the parties were coming out of the door at Rockingham, I hit the record button instead.
Oh, nice.
And I erased inadvertently 5 seconds of that videotape.
Judge Ito destroying evidence.
Wow. That's a boomer moment for sure.
There you go. Judge Ito destroying evidence.
That's incredible.
So I would like counsel to look at the videotape to see if they think that those seconds are critical. I've had my staff contact KTLA, see if they can provide us with another duplicate copy of that news broadcast. They indicated they're looking for it, that it should be available, and I'll have 2 of my staff members go get it.
Okay, see, I blame whoever, probably the defense that gave them that tape. I blame the defense.
Fair.
I blame the defense because they should have popped out that little corner tab that prevents recording. Because then, for those of you olds that remember videotapes, for Ito to record over that, he would have had to get a piece of Scotch tape and cover the recording hole so that the record button could be pressed down. Yeah.
As soon as they confirm that it's available. But Mr. Scheck, if you want to look at it to see if that footage is sufficient for your uses.
I think that
Noting that the pause and the record button are next to each other on this remote control. I'll mark it as a court's exhibit. I must say I'm thoroughly embarrassed by this.
Oh, well, I know I would do it. I'm that kind of klutz.
That's what I was saying. They should have pulled that tab up, but they didn't.
I think we can certainly proceed with what we've got.
All right, you've reviewed it?
Yeah, I think that, did Mr. Goldberg take a look? If you want to take a look.
I'm sorry? No, I haven't ruled yet. I'm just saying, is this sufficient for your uses here?
I've got other uses for you, darling.
All right, Mr. Harris, you want to run it with the court's deletion?
I have other uses for your throat, which do not include injury. I'm sorry, I had to.
Nice. All right, come on. Oh, the lovely monitor. Oh, look at the tracking lines on that monitor. Cool. All right, in about 30 seconds, we'll be heading on over to launch land.
The reason I think it's sufficient is that we have that other tape that picks up with them walking down the driveway, and this one shows them coming out of the house. And I'm, for our purposes, I'm sure that's fine.
All right, I've just been advised that by the news director of KTLA that they have located the tape.
Oh, that's good.
They've dubbed a copy, and
all right, we got 1 minute to launch. Let's should we bring up launch cam? Let's bring up launch cam here.
Sure, let's get it over
there. We are getting word from SpaceX. There is a potential hold at T-minus 40 seconds. It is possible. We will keep an ear out if that is the case or not. We are in a short hold at this point. According to SpaceX, there will be a very short hold here at T-minus 40 seconds.
What does short hold mean?
I don't know, but now
we're going through. They are continuing through.
Here we go.
With the count, no hold. We are on our way to liftoff. And with that, we'll let you enjoy.
Wow, good timing.
Wow, that is a big ship too. All right, let's see. Did it go? Are we going?
How big is it?
Huge.
And we are now being told that there is indeed a hold in the count. The flight director has called a hold, is the word on the net at the moment.
Okay. Do we know how long the hold's going to be?
So we are standing by. It is 8:28. It is the opening of the 62-minute window, which is what they originally targeting. So again, they do have 62 minutes to continue to try and attempt this launch.
Well, in the meantime, can somebody run up with a banana for scale so I can see how big it is exactly?
Ahead of the original scheduled launch time of 8:28 a.m. Central Time. We are waiting for official word on the reason behind the hold and the plans of if they will continue into this window. Ian, there's a lot of things that have to go right for this to lift off.
Yes, absolutely. There's a lot of things that need to go right, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong. Of course, they seem to have found a minor issue here. They are doing a slight hold now. We don't know the exact length of the hold, but they're doing some final checkouts, making sure that everything is on track for liftoff. Again, we will update you as soon as we get a new T0. But again, we are in a minor hold right now.
All right.
Just ahead of liftoff.
Well, let's give them a second here to see how this goes.
And as mentioned, the window continues until 9:30 a.m. local time. So that is, I believe, 14:30 UTC. So we still have about an hour for them to figure it out. And it is important to note that at this point, it is a hold, not an abort. So they have not called off the final attempt.
Okay.
There is still a chance they will go today. And the word that we are hearing now is that the hold is currently in place for final launch checkouts. That is the word from SpaceX, that they are completing final launch checkouts in this hold. So again, that does not tell us exactly how long this hold will be and at what point we will pick up the count.
Yeah, well, while they're doing that, let's see here. Go away,
so many
chat.
super chats. Send them over here. Why are you not coming here?
$500? Are you out of your damn mind, people?
NASA doesn't need it. They got enough. Come on.
That's a $500 super chat someone gave to freaking NASA.
That's, I mean,
Come on, people.
I think that money would be better put towards
Me.
whiskey for future Fuck It Fridays, personally.
Right.
Intercourse at Fridays. Bucket Fridays. Buck. I said buck. I definitely said buck.
Yeah.
Send him a buck.
Well,
Send Jeff many bucks.
that's where we're sitting with this particular test flight here. So we'll go back to OJ until we hear anything different.
Sounds like a plan.
And if somebody does hear something, let me know. 'Cause I'm watching it over here, but we also have to pay attention to the point of the day, which is OJ. If I can find the OJ window, there we go. Back to the video.
My staff to go get it in case we need a complete copy.
Well, okay, I think that actually, since I'm going to begin with another matter that I estimate will take about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but I'm assuming that.
Now the
before we
rocket
get
launch
to
is
this
on
line,
hold. The OJ
before
Simpson
we hit
trial
the
is on
videotapes,
hold.
It may just be perfect timing.
All right. Court's ruling then as to the videotapes is as follows. I will allow the playing of the videotapes that depict Mr. Fung and Miss Mazzola on both trips, both the paper bag trip and the plastic bag trip. Court finds a sufficient foundation has been laid for those.
Okay.
Court sustains the objection to the Van Adder arrival segment on the basis of lack of foundation at this time.
Flux. I think flux was what she meant to say, right?
All right, we're
we have some additional information.
We just got a lunch.
You just got a.
We just got additional information.
okay. Apparently, they've just announced 40 seconds to launch. So
Okay.
if you're lying, you're dying.
This appeals to my ADHD.
The pad, and we are now out of the hold now.
Flight directors, go for launch. We are counting down. So at this point, we should be, I believe, approximately 30 seconds away, or 10 seconds.
Ooh! That is so cool.
Wow.
Damn.
Isn't that how loud that is? And that's like 2 miles away.
I wonder what it sounds like on the ground.
Wow, that's pretty.
That is so cool. I didn't even know this was happening.
Space Force. Wow.
It's incredible how powerful that is.
Wow, the sound from that, unbelievable. We are getting confirmation on that liftoff. As of this very moment, 5 Raptor engines have flamed out. So they are currently running on, that would be 28 engines as we pass through max Q, maximum aerodynamic pressure on the vehicle.
Gorgeous shots there. The vehicle going supersonic through max Q right there. Beautiful shot cone.
Wow.
Exactly.
Remarkable.
Again, this was one of the biggest potential stress points on the vehicle. And so far proceeding.
And this is planned to be completely reusable.
At this point, it is running on 28 of its 33 main Raptor engines.
Methane oxygen engine.
Vehicle continuing up. 6 engines have currently been out on this flight so far. The next major event would be correction, 5. The next major event will hopefully be the separation of the first and second stages, the ship and the booster, and a potential boost back burn on that first stage. The vehicle appears to be turning.
Uh-oh, is it supposed to be turning?
I hope that was planned.
There we go. There's another view. As of this point, it is continuing on the flight, although it definitely appears that engines are out. The last confirmation was at least 5 Raptor engines are out.
We can see the vehicle is seeming to rotate.
It's probably not supposed to happen.
Yeah, there appears to be a spin as the Raptor engines appear to continue to be firing.
Huh.
But yeah, this is indeed a noticeable spin that can be seen from our tracking camera here.
It's just doing a little dance.
Well, it hasn't exploded yet, so no, there's nobody in there.
We're not in a challenger
At this point,
type
we are
situation.
continuing just to report off of the data that we have at the moment. No other speculations at this point, other than we have the confirmation at least 5 of the Raptor V2s went out on Booster 7, and our cameras are showing this spin of Booster 7 and Ship 24.
I love how these guys are like, we don't know if it's supposed to do that. Maybe it is. We're not sure. We'll get back
And
to
a reminder, this is a test flight. So there is always the chance that something can go wrong.
Like
Whoa.
that?
And that appears like the automated flight termination system has been activated.
Ooh.
That means they blew it up.
Vehicle's broken up there, ending today's test flight, but still a great load of data for teams to go through, without a doubt.
Exactly.
Did they blow up the whole
And
thing?
again, that explosion that you saw is the flight termination system. We have confirmation that was the flight termination system that was ignited, destroying Ship 24 and Booster 7 mid-flight.
How much money just exploded? Jesus.
A lot.
Wow.
So at this point, we have our tracking cameras continuing to see what we can remaining of the vehicles. There is a look, though, at the team inside SpaceX headquarters in Hawthorne, which, again, a reminder, this is a test. So the fact that it cleared the tower and Stage 0 is still standing, the ground support equipment, I think is a huge success.
Elon looks
Elon there,
less than thrilled. He wasn't
in front
applauding.
of those screens, it looks like at the Launch Control Center.
Is that live?
Yeah.
So it cleared the tower, and the launch pad is intact.
Excellent.
So that is huge, and it made it pretty far into flight. I think those are still significant milestones. Look at that view. We have the fuel farm, the orbital launch mount, and the launch tower intact in one piece.
Well,
That
congratulations.
right there is huge. So even though we may have lost the vehicle, we have proof there that the ground support equipment can be saved, has been saved, and as a result will hopefully mean quicker turnarounds once they figure out what happened with this vehicle.
Sorry, it's
All
just
right.
so funny. They're so positive. It's like we blew the whole thing up, but Elon spent more on Twitter, so we'll just start again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow. That was an expensive catastrophe. I was impressed.
Well, that is, the size of this thing. It's got a payload capacity of 150,000 tons, so 330,000 pounds. It's big. It is 390 feet. Yeah, it was. Now it's just kind of like little pieces. It was 390 feet, so 119 meters tall. The tallest and most powerful launch vehicle ever built, and it was intended to be fully reusable.
Well, so much for that.
But the launch pad is still intact. That's great.
Yeah, the launch pad looks really awesome. I'm glad that that was probably what, $12.
They've been building that thing since 2012. So
that was really fun to watch.
For me, because I didn't pay for it. I'm trying to think. Oh, let's see. Trying to see if we could find some figures on exactly how much that thing cost. Just for the rocket itself, not all the development and the launch pad that's still intact. Well, shoot.
Well, it's always fun to see a live explosion. You don't really get those very often.
Yeah, and in the last 2 times we had them, they had people on them. So
yeah, I don't know if that has like an environmental impact. It's probably not great. I'm sure some birds died. Moment of silence for the birds. In
I'm
the
pretty much sure
airspace.
any bird within like 2 kilometers got toasted. Which is ironically because of the 1988 Olympics in Seoul, here in Seoul, Korea. That's why they don't release doves anymore. They used to release doves. Now they release balloons at the Olympics. And that's because of Korea. Because when they had the 1988 Olympics here in Korea, and there's video on YouTube, just search for 1988 Olympics torch lighting and you'll see it. They released all of the doves, and they all just kind of went and landed on the rim of the torch of like the giant bonfire torch thing, and they lit the torch, and all the pigeons went up in flames.
Oh my god! Yeah, I was just thinking some guy's gonna be walking, nearby, and he's just gonna be like, "Hey, honey, do you want goose for dinner?"
Yeah. Yep. So that's why they don't. Well, and they weren't really. They were pigeons. They weren't actually doves, but.
Well, that's not as sad.
2 things happened that day. Yes, the surfing bird, the launch went very, very wrong.
Did it go wrong? Did it go wrong? I mean, well, you got to rewind a little bit there to check it out. Nice to see you.
But the launching pad is still intact.
Yes, that is very good. I'm happy about that. Not everything.
Yeah,
was, funged up, I guess.
Yeah, 2 things happened during that opening ceremonies of the 1988 Seoul Olympics. One, they learned why we should never release the birds at the Olympics again, and it also became the beginning of Korea's pigeon problem.
I didn't know Korea had a pigeon problem.
Well, they do, because all the ones that didn't get toast just started breeding like sky rats, and that led us to our pigeon problem we have here.
You have an invasive species there.
All right, so that's out of the way. Let's get back to OJ.
Yep. That was fun.
Oops. Well, shit. Let's catch up on the super. Well, I'm just saying, like, the rocket exploded. That was just like a general shit.
Yeah. just general. Yeah.
Yeah. Not a specific shit. That was just a general shit. All right. So let's get these super chats that came in during the successful testing of the launch pad. Another step releasing closer to releasing the doggy, says Fire and Ice. Thank you so much for that. Do you think Rocket Man has rocket envy? Nope, not anymore.
You can't envy something that doesn't exist.
Yeah. Now we can cover Afro Man on Fro 20. Oh, I see what you did there. That's pretty cute. That's clever. And Why You Gay says super sticker. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Fed Natal. Bucks for fucks and doggos.
I think she meant flux. Yeah.
She don't have to pay me. I'm a willing participant.
Is that type of?
Yeah. Nicholas Starov, Union Rep, Labor Law, Rapid Unexpected Disassembly.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. What was a show? It was a show with like Billy Crystal and Gregory Hines, where they played cops, like back in. And they threw some guy off the building, and they looked down and was like, looked at each other's cause of death, deceleration trauma. All right, OJ, what's the juice been up to while we were watching rocket ships explode?
Good question. Thanks for the super chats, everybody.
Yes, definitely. Oh, we got to update the doggometer. Where are we at? Oh, well, we're more than halfway there. More than halfway living on a prayer.
On Thursdays, I might be able to offer, a halfway cat bonus for the cat people in the audience. I can lift up my cat for 5 seconds to the camera if we get to $50. If Jeff agrees.
you can lift up your cat anytime you want.
Dang it, come here. Bonus cat.
Bonus cat.
Django.
What's up, kitty?
He's not really being
running scared. That's what it was. It was running scared. Great show.
You don't want to make a stream appearance? All right. Well, I tried.
Yes, Federer. Everybody's saying running scared. I just happened to see that one first. So,
running scared. Leave it to the chat. Chat always finds out.
That was a good show. Anyway, all
You're
right.
industrious.
Thank you for everybody for sticking through this. All right. Hi, Bonus Cat says it's Trenton. All right. Let's go. Oh, here we are.
So much as did the people, Your Honor.
You want to share that?
Huge fail, by the way. Not doing that again.
Only because I spoke to the reporter myself. It's up to you, if I may, just to save
45
time.
minute into the show, and we get to OJ.
We were approached, as was the prosecution, by a gentleman named John North, who was a reporter from KABC.
Oh, excuse me, Ron.
Mr. Fung, why don't you wait outside?
Somebody
get
said
out.
he spoke to the prosecution during the luncheon break. He spoke to him.
All right, Mr. Fung's withdrawn. Mr. Newfield.
Yeah, and Mr. North presented me with a computer printout. He said that they went back and they checked their original cassette that was shot by their camera person that day, that afternoon. And it even has a time, it's time coded. And it was time coded, and the time code, he said, was set by the camera operator. And it shows the time that each of these incidents occurred. And it also shows the sequence in which they occurred. And it completely corroborates the sequence that we wanted to show to the witness, namely that first he's coming out carrying the paper bags, then Venato arrives. I'm sorry, then they go back in, then Venato arrives, and then they come out the second time, and Fung has nothing in his hands, and Mazzola's carrying the plastic bag. He gave me this printout. He said they intend to air it on the television this evening, in fact.
Okay.
Clearly, if we had that person, that would provide any additional foundation.
Yes, it would.
Well,
He's downstairs there.
Yeah, it would if you had them,
Or on
but
the
you
12th
don't.
floor.
Sorry.
You're kidding.
All right, but see, the problem is we have the jury waiting, so let's proceed with what we have. You can lay the foundation. If you want to do that out of the presence of the jury, we'll do that.
Ito's still saucy because he deleted the evidence.
Withdraw our objection on the Venato tapes.
All right, that settles that question. Proceed. Let's
Oh,
have
I'd
the
be
jury.
so embarrassed.
Whoa.
I started the day with some special discussions with the lawyers. I think
About deleting
as we
evidence.
recessed yesterday, you were aware that I had to make some determinations out of your presence as to some of the videotapes that would be presented to you. And we spent some of the time this morning allowing the parties to view these videotapes, to confer amongst themselves, and to make their arguments for and against the admission of these videotapes. Over the lunch hour, I took the decision under submission so I could have the opportunity to look at these videotapes myself one more time. And as I mentioned to you, there's something called Murphy's Law. During the course of looking at those videotapes and attempting to put one into a still frame, I hit the record button and I inadvertently erased part of one of the tapes as I was trying to slow-mo it. I see you're laughing. I'm sure it's happened to you too. Normally what you do is you knock out that little tab in the black back so you can't record over it. I didn't do that. And I'll never do that again, believe me. But that was that's why we're late getting started this afternoon. I apologize to you sincerely. I want you to know that when we're in a jury trial, the thing that bothers me the most is knowing that you're back there and you're waiting. And that's why when I knew we were going to have a long delay this morning, I had you taken back up to the larger lounge because I know it's more comfortable for you to be up there. And I sincerely apologize to you. I take full responsibility myself personally for this delay today. I want you to know that it's not the fault of the parties. And hopefully we'll be able to get through a full court session. I indicated to the lawyers that I wanted to go through till 6 o'clock today to make up for some of the lost time today. We will take breaks through the afternoon, however, but I'd like to get in at least 4 good hours today with the jury. But we've been at it since 9 o'clock this morning. All right, thanks, folks. Mr. Fung, would you resume?
Maybe if you'd stop talking, we could get at it. Come on, Ito. Shut up.
All right, good
right.
afternoon again, Mr. Fung.
Let the
You're
fun
reminded, sir,
begin.
You are still under oath. The records reflect Mr. Fung is on the witness stand undergoing cross-examination by Mr. Scheck. Mr. Scheck, you may conclude with your cross-examination.
Thank you.
He really wants to get Fung off the stand.
It's not so easy.
Judge Ito really wants him off the stand. I like that. I want to hear that,
Come
that last
on.
little 12 seconds again.
Move along here. Wishful thinking, I'm afraid.
Seriously, he really wants him. I believe we're wrapping up day 3. Kitty asked day 3. I've totally lost track of how far we are. I think we're finishing day 3. Could be day 4, but I don't know. I think it's day 4. I honest to God have no idea what day this is in Fungland. But we're not halfway there. Yeah. And we do have one super chat. John Collins, also another great cocktail, basically the same as a Tom Collins, but use lemon instead of lime juice. Went down the lobbit hole years ago with Ricada by way of FNT. Have consistently watched you since, always lurking. Figured I should introduce myself. Thanks for what you do. Respect, Chandler.
Aw, thanks, John. Thanks for the super chat. That's awesome. Glad you're introducing yourself.
Gee, for a minute there, I thought you were talking to me, but that whole thing was about Chandler, wasn't it? Thank you so much, John Collins.
I think I was an afterthought, but a lovely afterthought, so thank you.
Yes, you are a lovely afterthought. Not that you should be an afterthought. All right, let's get going here. Thank you so much for that. How many days all in all with Fung? 8.5, Fedorovsky. We are on episode 14 of Fung, and we're not halfway through yet. So we could get a good 6 months out of Fung here.
Oh yeah.
He could literally be on Thursdays for 6 months. We're already on episode 14, so we're already 3 months into it. Let's go.
Examination by Mr. Scheck. Mr. Scheck, you may conclude with your cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
You can conclude your cross-examination in 4 days.
Good afternoon, Mr. Fung. Good afternoon. How are you, sir?
Yeah, no, just going to get convicted.
Mr. Fung, I'd like to begin by showing you what the coin envelope that contains item number 10. You recall the blue plastic that you saw at Rockingham?
Yes.
Right. While Ms. Robertson is treating that.
It's over here on the Mrs. Robertson's bench.
Well, with a name like Wank Shaftesbury, you should know.
I think we're equally pretty.
Nah, you're way ahead.
It's subjective.
Nah, I think it's pretty objective.
It's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it.
All right. Study, how usual was it then to have such a long cross-examination, or rather trial? Both of them are essentially unheard of before and since. I don't know of any witness that's ever been on the stand this long, and this is a very long trial.
Exhibit.
I wonder how many defendants were on the stand this long.
Your Honor, I'd like to mark this photograph defendants next in order.
I mean, Murdoch was only on the stand like, what, 3 days?
Defense 1105.
May I approach the witness?
You may.
Kitty, that's a great Twilight Zone episode. Eye of the Beholder.
Was that the one with the nurses and the doctors and the plastic surgery? Yes. Oh, yeah, it was a great one. Yeah.
I love the Twilight Zone.
Oh, actually, first.
I'm sure Fung feels like he's in the Twilight Zone right about now.
John Collins says, I remember this trial as a kid. This started the last half of my second year of law school and ended at the end of the first half of my third year of law school.
Looking at the monitor, Mr. Fung, that is item number 10, as you saw it on the morning of June 13th.
The blue object to the top of the picture, yes.
And I believe you told us, sir, that Detective Furman retrieved that object.
Yes.
And you could not recall whether or not he used the glove method or the scoop method to collect item number 10.
I don't recall which he used.
Right.
The glove method and the scoop method are not sexual innuendos. Yeah, you pick it up with a glove or you scoop it up with a pencil or something.
That contained item number 10 on June 13th, correct?
Is YouTube gonna yeet you for talking about fisting this early on the stream?
Yes.
I would
hope
ask you,
not.
sir,
That's all I ever want to talk about.
Open this envelope.
Fung's getting a little bit of that right now.
Sorry?
was asking Mr. Fung if he wanted a knife or scissors.
Yeah, don't trust him with a sharp
Yes, and I
object. He's
think,
not qualified.
gloves would be appropriate.
Mrs. Roberts?
Not so close to Shaq.
Gloves.
No.
Ooh, well, that was an aggressive mic push.
Oh yeah.
Let's
He
try
wasn't
not to
liking
block
it very
jurors
much.
1 and 7.
See, now he's just pissed because they're making him wear gloves to touch evidence. He's not used to that.
Juror number
Yeah,
1, is there a
no,
problem with monitor?
LAPD, their protocols, whatever,
Yeah.
touching everything. You
What
know,
do
like
you
in
mean I have
movies.
to use gloves? Yeah.
You know, get my DNA all over everything. They can explain
Tom.
it later.
Monitor.
We all have
seats
that
1 and
problem getting our
2.
DNA all over everything.
Did he just spit in the glove? That was so weird.
I think he blew into it.
Is the
Oh, he
green light
blew.
on?
Get it to inflate.
That's very odd. If it doesn't fit, no, it fits. Never mind.
Speaking of
Stroke
not
you.
fitting, Tony G says, whoa, did I miss the fisting?
No,
it
there
doesn't
are
fit,
like
you must
5 more
quit.
days of this, so there's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot more. Trust me, Tony.
We're just getting lubed right now.
All right, Mr. Fung, you may proceed.
Hey, 272 of you here, 175 likes, 100 of you haven't done your job. Get over there, like this video, subscribe, and take our poll.
Could you please
Do some pole
open
dancing.
the envelope from the top over here where you see the last seal was broken? Right up over the top there. I think you could argue.
See, you can't even fucking use scissors. Oh, Jesus, come on, dude. There you go.
I'm cutting along the bottom edge of the envelope.
Is it the bottom edge or the top edge? That's a philosophical question.
Now, could you please take out item number 10? Could you please unfold it
If I were him, I'd just
to
cut
its
straight
full
through.
size and hold that up? All right. Now, could you please turn
It's like
it
a giant
vertical at this
OJ-sized
point?
condom
Could you
wrapper.
please hold up the coin envelope? All right. Could you put the coin envelope
Superimpose
superimpose it? Okay. Now, Mr. Fung, wouldn't you agree? And then now turn it rectangularly, the coin envelope, the item number 10. Now, when you saw item number 10 on June 13th, it was not folded as it is now, was it?
That's correct.
Okay. So, wouldn't you agree, sir, that without folding up item number 10, with one's hands, it would be extremely difficult to get it into that coin envelope
He's saying they folded
No.
the evidence and therefore
You think
somehow
you could do
damaged
that?
it, whatever it is.
without folding item number 10. One could, the scoop method is where you take a card or a pen, right? And you put something into a bag such as that coin envelope.
Yes.
All right. Okay, and it's your recollection now, sir, that you don't remember whether or not Detective Furman was wearing gloves and took item number 10 and placed it in that coin envelope.
I don't recall which method he used.
But it
The
could have been that
withdrawal
he was
method.
wearing gloves, right?
Sustain.
Finish.
You want to, well, let me just ask a question. 1492, were you able to see that? All right. thank you.
1492. That was the year Columbus. Anyway,
If you could just repackage that, sir.
you fold it up again. Demonstrate exactly what he was complaining about.
Sure. Gals, if you want
That's
to
how
approach
you
and
screw up
inspect
the
it.
evidence.
Just crumple it up in a ball and stuff it in there. Women, do not leave your feminine hygiene product wrappers at murder scenes. It causes complications. What is this anyway?
I have no idea.
Oh, he used the
the
destroy
object?
method. Yeah, use the scissors because they're not sharp. Oh my God.
It actually kind of does
Mr.
look
Scheck.
like the wrapper for
You would agree, sir,
a
that
feminine hygiene product.
Yes,
I
it
would
does.
that somebody would have to fold
Oh, I hope so.
that blue object before putting it in that bag.
Sustain.
No.
When you saw it on June 13th, as depicted in the photograph that's on the monitor, it wasn't folded, correct?
Overruled.
It was not folded.
Okay, thank you. All right.
All right.
Your Honor, I'm finished with the exhibit and.
All right, if you'll take that and return it to Mr. Robertson.
Mr. Fung, maybe you can request.
Mr. Fung, are you on your period right now?
Oh no.
I'm sorry, ladies. Tell me that doesn't look like a pad wrapper. It totally does.
It did.
It really does.
Now, when we last
Why don't we have these on the camera?
broke
What?
yesterday, Mr. Fung,
all of these overlays. Because it was one of the witnesses that was
we were discussing Mr. Simpson's
in the
blood
Mitchell
sample. You
trial.
recall
Just
that.
thought I'd randomly show that while I delete it.
Yes.
I have some weird overlays.
And I had asked you whether or not
I recognize that guy.
you made a slip on direct examination when you were asked which item you received first. The sneakers from Detective Lang or the blood sample of Mr. Simpson.
Yes.
And you said you did not remember making such a slip.
That's what I stated. Yes.
It's
And
Dennis Fung. He's a Mog. He's his own best friend.
the sneakers were given
Okay,
to
I've
you
deleted all of my overlays
on
now.
June
Sorry,
14th.
I'm done
in the
playing.
morning.
Yes.
No question
This
about that.
stream is total chaos, and I love it. I'm here for
And
it.
item number 19 is a hair that you removed from the Rockingham glove.
In the best way. Yes, exactly. I know.
Hairs. Yes.
And that was done on the morning of June 14th.
Yes.
Papa Smurf.
I'd like to show you a videotape
Well, I deleted Papa Smurf just before the Mog picture. So, yeah.
Of your direct examination. And I,
We withdrew our objection.
All right.
Yes.
and
Let's pay attention.
I'd like you to look at the videotape and ask if this is you being asked some questions and giving some answers.
This chair.
I would reduce the paperwork. If the blood had remained item
That's what I said.
number
I said he was a Mog.
18,
He's his own best friend.
I would have had to create 3 additional property report face sheets. Now, with the pair of sneakers on the previous document that we saw was labeled item 17. Is that correct? Yes. Which did you receive? And the blood 18? Yes. Which did you receive first, the blood or the pair of sneakers? I received the blood vial first. Right.
It's 7 a.m. Are we going to start doing tequila shots, Chandler?
Wait, why?
Was
Why
that a
not?
slip, Mr. Fung, where you're accidentally revealing the truth?
I thought
that you
Brandon might be in the
received the
chat.
blood vial after you received the sneakers?
Sustained.
Okay, this actually kind of is important. I'm sorry, I was talking over some relatively important stuff. The idea is, did he get the blood vial before he got the sneakers? He said no. And then here he seems to have testified that he got these, that he did the opposite. And that's why he's saying, did you just inadvertently admit the truth? Remember, we've been talking for like 3 weeks about detectives keeping evidence, the shoes, like bloody shoes in their apartments overnight, people just keeping blood samples in refrigerators and whatnot. Yeah, the murder scene was a disaster, trampled all over. This whole thing is a disaster. And now they're hammering Fung, and they're going to show video and whatnot to basically show that he's lying about the order in which he collected evidence. And this all goes back to the original problem that he doesn't fill out his evidence collecting reports. They just, they don't record who found it, when it was found, where it was found, time while they're doing it, unless they think it's important evidence. If it becomes important, then they go back and they try to remember who collected it and when it was collected and where it was collected.
Right.
And
It should
instead
be
of saying this is,
contemporaneous, but they
yeah,
do it when they feel like it, basically.
and instead of him saying, okay, this is item evidence number 1, it was found here, they tied their evidence to the photographs of the evidence. So it was a shit show, and that's why it took 8.5 days to crucify Fung.
Mr. Fung, you told us that Detective Van Adder gave you a gray envelope containing the blood sample that was already packaged on the afternoon of June 13th.
$30 away from Doggo.
A gray envelope that was already packaged?
Yes, when you received the blood sample on June 13th, did you not tell us that it was already packaged in a gray envelope?
The blood vial was packaged in a gray envelope.
It was already packaged when you received it from Detective Van Adder.
Oh.
Yes.
Mr. Fung, when you testified at the grand jury on June 22nd, were you asked these questions and did you give these answers? I'm
Counsel.
starting at page 397, line 28.
Hello? Somebody gonna ask a question? Hello? Hello?
Bueller. Bueller.
Fung. Oh, Chris Darden fell asleep. Oh no, he's awake.
Jeopardy theme.
Tape we just played of Mr. Fung on direct has to be marked 1106.
All right, 1106, that last tape recording. All right, Mr. Goldberg.
May I proceed?
I'm just waiting for Mr. Goldberg to confirm I'm ready. Mr. Goldberg?
That was a delicious cocktail.
Have you read
Sad that it's gone.
All right, proceed.
Thank you. Mr. Fung, on June 22nd at the grand jury, were you asked these questions and did you give these answers? Question: did you also receive a blood sample that was removed from the defendant, the possible defendant, Mr. Simpson, from Detective Philip Van Adder? Answer: yes, I did. Question: and what date was it that you received it from him? Answer: I received that blood sample on June 13th, 1994. Question: did you package it in some manner when you received it from him? Answer: yes, I did. Question: how? Answer: I placed it in a gray whole blood envelope. Were you asked those questions and did you give those answers?
Yes, I did.
Mr. Fung, are you having some trouble keeping this story straight about getting the blood sample from Detective Van Adder from Rockingham?
Sustained. Counsel, that's not a proper question.
Mr. Fung.
Are you lying or are you just stupid? How's that for a question? Yeah, so he tells the grand jury that he put the vial in an envelope. Then on direct testimony, he says he got it from Detective Van Adder after it was put into a gray envelope. And
that's odd.
The answer for this would be like, that was so long ago, I don't remember, but you know, he doesn't get that chance. Or I'm sorry, I misspoke. Whatever, but he can't admit his fault. Jenny B says, is this guy still alive? I'm not sure which guy you're talking about. OJ is still alive. As far as I know, Dennis Fung is still alive. Barry Scheck, one of my heroes. He's one of my top 3 hero lawyers of all time. Top 4. We'll put him in the top 4. We'll put him at number 4. He's my number 4 hero of all time. He is very much alive. He is the founder and director of the Innocence Project. He, Barry Scheck, and this guy over here, Peter Neufeld, they founded the Innocence Project together.
A fantastic, fantastic organization.
So, yeah, they're alive.
You testified on cross-examination.
Hey, Strawberry, what's up?
Yesterday. Under cross-examination about receiving the blood sample. You recall that?
Yes.
All right. Now, I'm at page 22457. Yes.
Do you have that?
I'm sorry? Do I have
Mr.
an extra?
Robertson? Do you have Ms. Olson give me the transcript from this, please?
How about a poll for the people to bet which part the glove one-liner appears in?
Skolber, do you have
Start
your
a poll.
copy here?
Great if I only had a brain. Which glove one-liner?
The Cochran one-liner about if
Yeah,
it doesn't
the-
fit, you must acquit.
Yeah, that's in the closing
That was in
arguments.
closing. Yeah.
You asked yesterday, Bud.
Thank
Are
you,
we
John, but
testing
I'm not
knowledge?
sure which glove one-liner.
Great super chat, though. I mean, always happy to get those. For Jeff. One day. One day I'll be monetized.
If it don't fit. Yeah, that was in
That was in
closing
closing.
arguments. Yeah. So that'll be a while.
Spoilers?
Skolber, that's the court's copy.
Cheers.
I'm so sorry. I'd never heard of that.
This was 28 years ago, Corn Pope. He's 73 years old. He can look old. He's 73.
People age.
All right, Mr. Goldberg, have you had the opportunity to review that?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Scheck, proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I've had a gray hair last week.
Question. I take it at some point in time, you left the foyer area and returned to your crime scene truck. Answer, yes. Question. All right. And were you carrying that gray envelope? Answer. Either by itself, in a posse box, or in a paper bag. Question. So it would be one of those 3 ways of carrying it. Either by itself in your hand, in a paper bag, or in a posse box. Answer, yes. Were you asked those questions, and did you give those answers yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Yesterday.
Now, this morning, did you have an opportunity to look at some videotapes?
Yes.
And you did that in this courtroom, outside the presence of the jury, with the judge and counsel present.
Yes.
I'd like to show you some of those videotapes now, sir.
By itself, in a paper bag, or in a posse box. Let's see how he actually carried it. Because I guarantee you it wasn't by itself, in a paper bag, or a posse box.
I'm looking forward to this.
We are $25 away from dog cam.
Yeah, come on, people. Let's move. Let's move. Let's get it.
And we're not grifting for the dog cam. It's just a bonus.
Okay.
Yeah,
Donate if
okay.
you wish.
Let me just, before we show you the videotapes, just want to ask you a
Wink,
few
wink,
questions.
nudge, nudge.
We all love Doggo Cam. I mean, I love Doggo Cam.
Since you last left us yesterday afternoon, have you had any conversations with the prosecution about
Your sucky testimony.
the events of June 13th and where you say that Detective Van Adder gave you Mr. Simpson's blood sample?
This morning, I discussed briefly some of the events.
Thank you for
with
coming,
Mr.
John
Goldberg.
Collins.
Nice to meet you.
May we approach, Your Honor?
With the court reporter, please.
All right.
In your meetings with the district attorney, did you not discuss that you might be cross-examined on this issue?
That was a subject that came up.
How many times?
I don't recall.
You testified at a proceeding in August of 1994.
I don't recall that. Which one
Do
it
you
was?
recall a hearing where Mr. Neufeld asked you some questions in August of 1994?
Yes.
And at that proceeding, Ms. Mazzola also testified, did she not?
At a later time, yes.
Well, next day,
I don't recall. when
soon
she
after
did.
you?
Yes.
And I think you've indicated to us before, sir, that after that proceeding, you and Ms.
No, that's
Mazzola
not
had
how it
some
works.
conversations, trying to reconstruct the events of June 13th.
At a later time, yes.
So you were familiar in some measure as to what she testified to at that hearing.
We didn't go over her testimony.
Well, you discussed the details of events that were the subject matter of her testimony.
Overruled.
It was a calls for speculation objection.
Mainly, we tried to just find out who did the actual picking up of evidence.
Because
well,
they didn't write it down at
Was
the
it
proper
Mr.
time.
Simpson's blood sample a piece of evidence?
Yes, it was.
An important piece of evidence.
Yes.
And you knew it would be a very important piece of evidence in this case, didn't you?
It was an important piece of evidence.
And were you aware that Ms. Mazzola had taken the position at this hearing in August that she did not see you get the blood sample from Detective Van Adder on June 13th?
Sustains. Assumes
In
facts
your-
not in evidence.
I'm sorry?
Assumes facts that aren't in evidence, counsel.
After your conversations during your conversations with Ms. Mazzola, after her testimony in August, did you learn that she did not remember seeing you get Mr. Simpson's blood sample?
Sustained.
Did you discuss with Ms. Mazzola after the hearing in August whether or not she had seen you get Mr. Simpson's blood sample on June 13th?
See, this is how bad they were at labeling their evidence, logging in their evidence. They don't even know who collected OJ Simpson's blood vial.
That's a huge problem.
He doesn't know if he did it. He doesn't know if his assistant, Ms. Mazzola, did it. He doesn't know in what condition he got it from or who he got it from. He doesn't know how he carried it or transported it or anything.
Which translates to the question, how do we know who did it? How do we know who committed the murder if we don't know who engaged in the chain of evidence? Because you would think that a department as large as LAPD, operating for as long as it has been operating, would have standard practices and procedures that would prevent issues like this from coming up. But this was absolutely deserved, and am willing to bet that it's not just Fung, but an entire department of people behind him
Yeah.
who engaged in this kind of sloppy work, and it just never came up. How many cases before this were there not, like, very good lawyers like Barry Scheck, examining people like this on the stand? How many people got convicted based on their sloppy evidence? I mean, it's atrocious, and I'm glad that it shined a light on on those problems.
And it led to sweeping evidence collection changes across the entire country. Just how bad this was.
That's a pretty strong impeachment, I would say. For an impeachment to have that kind of sweeping impact and a long lasting, I mean, that affects cases in the future. I'm really impressed by that. Scheck is something else. I mean, there's no other attorney like him. This is the most epic takedown of all time.
It has been said it's one of the best ever, and we're seeing why. Yeah. D what being a little complainy. That's my contention with it. Doggos were free in the background. I don't know, whatever. Just say you want $200 a shot. In my opinion, drop Doggo Cam. Again, just my opinion. No, I told people when we got the Doggo Cam set up, I just said it's like a drug dealer. You give a little bit of freebies at the beginning. Okay. I just got a message saying my Wi-Fi isn't connected. Am I still here? I think we're still here. Good.
I see you. I hear you.
All right, good. That was weird. Just had a message flash up here on the monitor saying your Wi-Fi is not connected, but we're connected. So shut up, lying monitor. No, I said it was like a crack dealer. You give a little bit of sample and then you take it away and then you make him pay for it. No, that was all in jest. It's just a thing. He had to have a goal to get to. It's just a fun little goal. When it's not a grift thing. That's why I say I don't grift for the dog. It's just a little goal. We put up, it's a little goal cam there.
Well, I was a little pushy, but that's just because I like when people support you. And not that my opinion is being solicited here, but I wanted to say just really quickly, I really like when the dogs are facing the trial, so it looks like they're watching. I think it's really, really cute. And it's great, especially, I think, in like some really rough, like murder trials, like the Stotch trial, for example. It would be great to have dogs to look at when you're kind of like, you need a little bit of, like cute puppy relief. I like it. People don't have to contribute to it, but they do. So I say let the people decide.
Yeah, and I very rarely get $200 in super chats to stream. Very rarely. So it's not a shot thing. That's only on F and Friday. I was being semi-joking when I say that. $200, take a shot. I'm taking lots of shots before I get $200. That's just the thing. But no, like the Doggo Cam, that's just my way of saying thank you for reaching a certain level of super chats during the day. It's like, oh gee, I wasn't expecting this many, so here it is.
Well, you tried it out and it's popular, so I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I can take down the how many dollars to Doggo Cam thing and just turn it on whenever we happen to meet it. But I think it's just fun. It's just a little goal. We're just having fun here.
And you get to share Strawberry and Yoda with everybody, and I like seeing people's pets. So.
And Kyle Bogue giving $10 for the opinion. Everything's a grift. Even Doggo Cam, Dog Simpson, Chandler Simpson chat might be me. I don't know. Again, that's it.
Chat likes what chat likes. Can't help it.
Yeah, like for like. Oh, all right. For whatever you choose, as Hambland takes it. Thank you so much. And there you go. That puts us over the bonus Doggo Cam special little gift for all of you. But that doesn't mean you have to stop giving super chats. Now you have to give more super chats to prove you weren't just giving super chats to get the dogs.
Hey, I thought you said you weren't grifting.
I wasn't grifting for the dogs. No, I'm cutting. No, anyway. All right, let's get on with this here.
Everything's a grift. I'm grifting. We're all grifting. Yeah. It's okay. We're here for it. Everybody likes it. Everybody's here for you, Jeff. And Strawberry and Yoda get to watch.
And you and cute. Chandler. Holy shit. D,
what?
Holy crap. What? D, what the? Seriously? Really? Seriously? Holy crap. Thanks.
Sounds like a mildly Faustian-ish bargain. Not really, but kind of.
That ties for the largest super chat I've ever received. Now let's go, Brandon. If you're watching, don't let D What show you up. I need a $300 super chat from you. No, just kidding. Sort of kidding. Now you'll never know if I'm kidding or not. D What? Wow. Thanks. Wow. I'm actually kind of speechless again when this shit happens. Thanks. Take a shot and drop the doggo grift. Wow. Here's Yoda sleeping. I gotta go find out what happened to Strawberry. There we go. All right, we'll bring.
That is very generous.
Thanks, D. What? I'm kind of speechless again. Shoot. Kyle Bogue says grifting is fine as long as your content isn't pure trash. Cough, Mandy Matney cough. Who's Mandy Matney? Is it someone I don't need to watch?
The podcaster who covered Murdoch, who was very
yeah, okay.
very wine mom about things.
Yeah.
I am not going to speak of her on stream because I have opinions.
I listened to about 3.5 minutes of one and went, okay.
Same.
Anyway,
She's like the epitome of long cuck, let's put it that way. Like the whole chat, like they're like all her fans, her biggest fans, that mentality. And we are pro defense here, so.
Well, Pudding Way says at Joe Choi, yep, Lesko lost his crown. Well, I think we have to take Brandon Lesko's crown away from him because last effort Friday he gave the $200 super chat, but that was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. This is the current crown holder. The current crown holder is D What. So there we go.
You're invoking if he is watching. You might be poking the bear a little bit, but it's your show. I trust you.
Now, before we get back to OJ, and then I find out what happened to Strawberry, D What? I'm being told that we need a name for the doggo cam. You get to name. We need a banner for the doggo cam. We need a name for the doggo cam. So tell us what we should name the doggo cam. That is up to you, D What. You earned the doggo cam logo name. So tell us what we should name it, and we'll put it up there on the banner for the dogs.
Sounds reasonable. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, did I already talk about her? I already might have told everybody how I feel about Mandy Matney. Whoops. This isn't Murdoch.
all
This
right.
is OJ. Let's do OJ.
Let's do OJ.
I don't recall discussing that with her.
No recollection of that?
No.
Did it come to your attention from anyone that Miss Mazzola did not recall you receiving Mr. Simpson's blood sample on June 13th?
Sustained.
Were you?
No.
Were you told?
I'm calling the dog, but she's not answering.
I've already told the jury, I've instructed the jury that if I sustain an objection, they're to disregard the implication of any question. Proceed.
Were you told by Michelle Kessler that sometime after August 1994, that Andrea Mazzola
Sustained. Sustained. Counsel, this whole line needs to be done in a different way. And we're wasting time. If you're going to keep doing that, I'm going to stop you right here.
No, I don't mean to waste the court's time. I'm merely, I think, trying to figure out.
All right, hang on. I'll be back.
Did you ever sit
go
down
find
with
out
Miss Mazzola
where Strawberry is
after August and review the testimony that you gave and she gave during that hearing?
No.
Did you ever discuss the testimony that you gave and she gave at that hearing after August?
No.
You did have conversations with Ms. Mazzola
dog.
about your
I'll
testimony.
tell you the story here in a
at this trial.
second. Oh, dumbass.
It's a little vague as to testimony in this trial.
Sustained.
You did have.
All right.
What was
poor
that?
dog. Poor dog.
Is Strawberry okay?
I was just calling and wasn't coming. I didn't forget to mute. I didn't expect to be talking to the dog. I just expected her to come. Oh, but yeah, I was calling and calling, and she wasn't coming. She always comes when I call, and I couldn't figure out what happened. So she'd gone into my bedroom, which is right next to here, and I guess somehow she'd shut the door. So she was trapped and couldn't come when I was calling her. And I opened the door, and she just shot in here like an arrow. Okay. Hey, Mexican Vader. I didn't mean to mute. I said I didn't mute because I didn't think I would actually be talking.
Strawberry's been freed, so thankfully crisis averted.
Yeah, so okay.
That's happened with my
What's up,
cats
Mexican
before.
Vader?
They lock themselves in places.
Yeah.
One time the
okay.
fridge. Thankfully she wasn't in there.
All right, so all right. Let's bring them back up here. But good to see you, Mexican Vader. It's been a minute. All right, there you get some dog butt for that. There you go.
All right, we got both dogs. Only
All
dogs.
Yes, I did turn the cam back on. All right, so now we're gonna get back to our OJ stream.
Oh, and Yoda's watching.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Here we go.
Conversations with Miss Mazzola prior to testifying.
what? You
at
need
this
to name the
trial
dog
and
cam.
after August of 1994.
Also, it's been asked and answered.
Oh, I did have conversations with her.
Yeah, didn't you have conversations with Miss Mazzola after August of 1994 and before your testimony at this trial concerning the subject matter of your testimony at this trial?
Some of the subject matter, yes.
And did you not, in conversations with Miss Mazzola prior to this trial and after August, discuss with her the subject matter of her testimony?
It's still vague and overbroad.
Oh. I don't understand what do you mean by her testimony?
What she might testify to at this trial.
We went over tried to put together the events of the crime scene in regards to the collection of what we did.
And that was so unexpected and generous that.
Yes.
And one of
Do
the
what's our
things
newest mod?
that you discussed with
That
Miss
was
Mazzola
just too generous.
was the collection of Mr. Simpson's blood sample.
I don't recall specifically talking about the blood vial because it just wasn't a
Don't say it important.
subject that had to do with it. Blood collection as far as
The blood vial wasn't something that had to do with blood collection? Did he just say that?
Is this guy really a criminologist? I mean, is he an expert? What the hell was that?
Well, he wanted to say I didn't talk about the blood vial because I didn't think it was important. He wanted to say that, and he stopped himself. And went, wait a minute, it is no, now I don't. It's the blood vial wasn't part of the blood collection or some weird shit like that. Wow, that was dumb.
Yeah, I mean, he
I
is
wanna hear-
handling it okay. He's like choosing his words carefully, but like, oh my god, he deserves all of this,
I did hear that correctly, didn't I? That he said the
Yeah.
blood vial was. All right, I backed it up about 20 seconds so we could hear that again.
That sounded wrong.
Bonnie and Clyde doggos. Okay. Where are we at here?
They don't look like they're involved in a shoot 'em up. They look a little tired at the
Yeah.
moment. Maybe they'll rob a bank later.
All right. An ampersand. Wait. Like, can I not name them? Edit name and headline. I did. All right. Let's see. Maybe I have to remove them from the stream and then add them again. Why isn't it giving us our thing? Huh. Well, shoot. I guess we can't name it. We'll have to figure that one out. They will be. I see it saying Bonnie and Clyde Doggo Cam, but that's just like the main name for the cam. Sorry, we're We're working on this as on the fly. I'm going to completely take them out. We're going to stop the camera entirely. Then we'll bring it on. If this doesn't work, then I'll just have to figure it out some other day. But that will be the name until further notice.
Was that Due West's choice? I actually didn't look in the chat.
Yes, that was a choice.
Aw.
All right.
Well, there you go.
Share on extra camera. Huh. Well. Yeah, it doesn't like it. Oh, well. I'll have to figure it out. But we know what the name is now once I figure it out.
Was the collection of Mr. Simpson's blood sample.
I don't recall specifically talking about the blood vial because it just wasn't a subject that had to do with that blood collection.
I didn't talk about the blood vial because it didn't have anything to do with the blood collection.
I'm sorry. How could you get the blood from one place to another without the vial to put it in?
It was literally a vial full of collected blood, but it had nothing to do with the blood collection. This is a man who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about at this point. Yes, they are English bulldogs, for those of you asking.
I'm flabbergasted. I have no words.
Yeah, this is a guy, like I said, he did a midstream correction because he didn't want to say, I didn't think it was important to talk about it, to saying like the worst thing he could possibly say.
Yeah, that made him sound way stupider. Jesus.
I didn't think the blood vial didn't have anything to do with blood collection.
How did they choose him as a witness? How is this the prosecution's witness?
Because he is the guy that collected all the evidence.
How did they not anticipate these problems? I mean, you guys realize like a cross-examination, everything comes from direct. So the fact that Scheck had 8 days worth of cross to do that was within the scope is remarkable. They really, really screwed up.
No one expects the Scheck Inquisition.
No, but he's very effective.
As far as picking up blood swatches and things like that.
He knows
basically what we discussed.
He knows that was incoherent.
Never had a discussion with Andrea Mazzola about when Mr. Simpson's blood sample was collected.
I don't recall any specific conversations, no.
On direct examination, you were asked some questions about a document where Andrea Mazzola had written that Mr. Simpson's blood sample was item number 18, and the sneakers that Detective Lang gave you on June 14th were number 17.
That's correct.
And you were asked those questions on direct examination by Mr. Goldberg.
That conversation occurred before our testimony started.
Which conversation?
I don't know. I'm just talking.
Conversation about those documents.
Conversation with Mr. Goldberg and with Ms. Mazzola
With
about
Ms.
those
Mazzola.
documents. So you had a conversation with Ms. Mazzola about those documents.
But this wasn't in the time frame you were asking about.
Oh, the conversation with Ms. Mazzola about the fact that Mr. Simpson's blood sample was put down as number 18 and the sneakers were put down as number 17 happened before August.
It happened maybe
I forgot to have
the
a
day
shot
after June
on to what?
13th or possibly
Thank
June 14th.
And the conversation that you had maybe on June 13th or June 14th with Ms. Mazzola about her recording
June 14th or June 15th.
June 14th or June 15th.
Yes.
Is that the only conversation you've ever had with Ms. Mazzola about this issue?
That's the only one.
This issue is now
Overruled. That's the only one I can recall.
That's a good
I mean, there
answer.
might have been others, but you can't remember.
I don't remember them.
You remember that you went over the evidence collection checklist with Ms. Mazzola prior to testifying here.
Yes.
And you filled in some extra details on the evidence collection checklist.
Yes.
And that checklist contained each of the items that you collected, you and Ms. Mazzola.
Yes.
And you were discussing with her who collected it, me or you.
Yes.
And you went all the way down the list of all these items of evidence.
Yes.
And you're telling us that when it came to Mr. Simpson's blood sample, you and she had no discussion.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't recall the discussion, or if there was a discussion about it.
So you're now telling us that there might have been a discussion with Ms. Mazzola about the collection of Mr. Simpson's blood sample after August, but you can't recall it.
That's argumentative. It's
Yeah, that's a little asked and answery and
Are you not
badgery
saying,
and
sir,
yeah.
that there might have been a conversation after August with Ms. Mazzola about the collection of Mr. Simpson's blood sample?
Still argumentative.
Oh, I think I've stated that before.
So there could have been a conversation about it after August, but you just don't remember it.
I don't remember a conversation about that subject matter.
Now,
Big Fung sigh there.
Welcome back to the trial of Dennis Fung.
Had a big commercial break there, so I don't know.
when you got back,
Baby got back. I like big butts.
to the
again,
lab on the afternoon of June 13th, you're telling us that you had with you this gray manila envelope that contained Mr. Simpson's blood sample.
Yes.
Is there any record in the crime laboratory's computer tracking system that indicates where you put that blood sample on the evening of June 13th?
All for speculation.
No, it doesn't. It was a direct question.
The evidence tracking system does not take that type of pre-booked evidence into account.
If you were to put something in the refrigerator or the freezer in the serology lab, doesn't somebody have to hit a barcode to open the door of the serology freezer?
I'm
Stating overbroad is pre or post.
Pre or post?
Okay.
Sustain, rephrase the question.
Anytime someone opens a freezer in the serology laboratory, are they not supposed to hit some kind of barcode?
I'm not familiar with the serology policy of evidence moving.
Well, is there a computer record at the evidence collection unit that indicates where this blood sample was on the evening of June 13th?
One would not exist.
So there is no such record at the ECU, correct?
That's not a record that's kept.
Do
for
you
pre-booked
have
bloods.
a written record anywhere in any form indicating where you put Mr. Simpson's blood sample on the evening of June 13th?
Where I put it?
Yeah.
No.
There is no record of where that blood vial was for many, many hours.
That's insane.
And this would be the blood vial that the defense alleged had a pinprick hole in it at some point. And this would be in between the time when the murders happened and there was no blood spot found on the back gate and the time a random blood spot with evidence preserving chemicals in it was found on the back gate. They don't know where this blood vial was overnight.
And there were photos that were taken where the blood spot was not visible, correct?
Yes, that was a few weeks ago.
As I recall. And there was, oh man.
And then mysteriously 2 weeks later, they decide to search that back fence, and there's some blood drops on that back gate.
Oh, the flash wasn't on, right? Like,
yeah.
Oh, I don't know how the anticoagulant got in there. It must have, OJ must have. That makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Yep.
How does anybody look at this and go, oh, the police had no involvement in trying to frame or plant evidence? I mean, it's
never, because cops don't do that.
Well, the LAPD isn't corrupt. Not my LAPD. Not my boys in blue.
Yeah. Jax says, if OJ didn't do it, why did he run to start with? Well, he didn't really run. They said, they were going to come and collect him. He was going to turn himself in, but he just sort of drove really slowly down the freeway, threatening to delete himself, of course, because he was innocent and didn't want to go to trial, and he would rather delete himself than go to trial.
He wasn't the one driving. It was AC Fields who was driving. He was in the back seat with apparently with a weapon to his noggin. I don't know exactly what happened there, but if he didn't do it, we don't really talk about that on this stream. Whether he did it or didn't do it, we're not going to change your mind. What's interesting is this interrogation, in my opinion.
Well, and
that's
to
just me. I don't know
paraphrase,
about you.
yeah, to paraphrase Ken's counseling couch comment, even if OJ Simpson did kill that woman, the state deserved to lose the case based on the level of incompetence in the forensics. Exactly.
Yes.
Whether or not he had anything to do with it, whether he knew about it, whether he was there, whether he did it with his own hands, the state fell way short of removing reasonable doubt as to whether he did it or not.
I just have to say before we continue, if you don't mind, it's kind of too convenient how much evidence there was. In what murder do you have one bloody glove at the crime scene and then one bloody glove at the killer's house? Where does that ever freaking happen? I mean, some killers are really messy and sloppy, and some killers are idiots, but my God, that has to be just a gargantuan coincidence.
And the person's blood, I mean, he had no visible, he had like one tiny cut on his knuckle, which was supposedly covered by a glove, but there's one drop on the back gate. There's a couple of drops on the door handle of his car. There's a couple of drops inside. There's a drop on a sock.
Oh, I never thought about that. He would have had to have taken off that glove, after like post-kill or mid-kill in order to bleed all over the walkway.
There was no rip in the glove where this knuckle injury was supposed to have occurred either. So
it had to have occurred before he put the glove on. If he had one glove on, one glove off.
Who knows?
Who knows? I mean,
that's the problem.
Look, I have my opinions. I do think that he, very likely deleted those people, but I don't care. I want to watch BARRY SCHECK.
Yeah, let's watch BARRY SCHECK. Well, as long as we're stopped, everybody go over to Chandler's YouTube channel, Remy, REMY _ legal.
Oh, yeah,
and
that'd be
subscribe
great.
to her.
Please
And
do.
also, same thing, Remy _ legal. That's her Twitter as well. Like and subscribe. She's an awesome co-host. We're happy to have her here. It helps me pass the time, and hopefully it's enjoyable to at least 90% of you. Can't make everybody happy. I'm sure 10% of you hate my guts and are just here to watch her at least. So there you go. Go over there, subscribe to her, like everything she's done. All her vast quantity of videos that she's uploaded thus far.
I have 2 videos, an intro video and one video. I have been studying for the LSAT. I promise I'm going to get new content up next week. So, but it's a good video. I hope you go watch it. If you turn the sound up all the way, you'll be able to hear what I'm saying, and you can find out why I'm not a feminist. So, thank you for grifting me midstream. Let's watch.
Definitely need to do that. And while you're at it, like this video. We currently have 274 concurrent viewers and 222 likes. That's some heavy duty turnover. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Currently, what's your? Oh God, the favorite songs are almost. I mean, it's very, very close. It's all within a margin of error.
Well, I voted for Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Yeah. After hitting the like and subscribe buttons, tell me your favorite OJ song. This is literally a dead heat. 21% of you said Girls Just Want to Have Fun. 24% of you said Fungy Cold Medina. Tone Loke. 25% of you said Uptown Fung You Up. And 29%, won't you take me to Fungy Town?
I mean, they're all such great options. It's really hard to choose.
It's lame, but let's go.
I think it's clever.
Now, you told us on direct examination that you were trying to record items that you collected in chronological order.
Yes.
I attempt to do that, yes.
And on June 13th, Andrea Mazzola was taking notes about the items collected.
On June
13th.
Yes.
And you told us that after you first left the Rockingham scene in the morning, you and Miss Mazzola sat down together and you did an inventory, correct?
That's correct.
And you checked each item of evidence together.
That's correct.
And I think you told us yesterday that after you left the Bundy scene, you did the same thing. You did an inventory, checking the items together.
That's correct.
And you told us yesterday that after you left the Rockingham scene, in the afternoon, you and Miss Mazzola conducted that same kind of inventory where you checked each item together.
That's correct.
And in that inventory, the afternoon of June 13th, where you were checking the items together with Miss Mazzola, did you show her the gray envelope containing Mr. Simpson's blood sample?
We had not obtained that sample yet when we conducted the inventory, evidence inventory.
So you're now saying that the evidence inventory withdrawn. Did you conduct the evidence inventory in the crime scene truck, as you told us before?
No, because the media was out there and we wanted to do it out of the eyes of the media, so we did it within the residence.
So you couldn't have, you didn't, when you left Rockingham in the morning, did you conduct the evidence inventory in the crime scene truck?
Rockingham in the morning?
Yeah.
Yes, because the media wasn't there yet.
When you left Bundy in the afternoon, did you conduct the evidence inventory in the crime scene
Hi, Chandler. Come back soon.
Not in the truck, no.
Where'd you do it?
It was where we set up our crime scene kit.
Well, where's that?
Someplace near the front of the
welcome back
residence. I don't recall exactly where we set up the crime scene kit. I think it was out near the sidewalk.
Near the sidewalk in front of 875 Bundy?
Yes.
You did the evidence inventory on the sidewalk outside of 875 Bundy at around 3 in the afternoon.
Mistakes in testimony.
Oh, I don't recall exactly where it was, but it was around that area, yes.
Well, if you did it in front of the sidewalk at 875 Bundy around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, weren't there people there with videotapes, cameras taking pictures?
There may have been, yes.
I like disgusted Barry's face. I love his looks of disgust and shame.
Well,
Contempt. He doesn't hide it.
Yeah.
So you're now you're saying, Mr. Fung, that before you left the house at Rockingham, you and Miss Mazzola sat down and went through each item and did the inventory. Is that what you're telling us?
Yes.
And where did this all take place?
Within the residence.
Where?
Where, dumbass?
has to
don't
think that
recall
hard?
exactly where
Dude.
it was. It was, I don't recall.
Was it up in the master bedroom?
Oh, I don't recall.
Was it in that foyer area?
I don't recall.
Are you not able to recall this, Mr. Fung? Because as you sit there, you're wondering that if you put it in some particular room, there might be people that could be placed at that location who would then have to come in and corroborate it.
Sustained.
So in other words, nobody saw you doing inventory, did they, Fung? There were no camera people. You say you were doing it out on the street. There's no cameras. Nobody saw it. Nobody's in a room. You're nowhere around. Right. He can't account for evidence.
I was half expecting him to be like, "Oh, we did it at a Chili's, like an Outback Steakhouse." So unprofessional.
Nice Mr. Sulu blast Austin's world. Shame on you, but I like it.
Now, in terms of timing, Mr. Fung, at around 5 o'clock, item 16 was collected.
Could be. I like Bloom's chat. I don't know who this guy is, but I don't think he did it.
Yeah. Yes.
And it was after item 16 that was picked up that you and Ms. Mazzola did this inventory.
Yes.
And item 16 was picked up the front of the front door of Mr. Simpson's residence.
Yes.
And item 15 was picked up in that foyer area.
In a bathroom.
And you can't recall whether after that item was picked up in that foyer area, you and Ms. Mazzola did this inventory.
I don't recall exactly where we did the inventory, but it was within that residence.
So you're saying that the inventory was done and everything was placed into the truck during that first trip when you put the paper bags into the back of the crime scene truck?
Items 11 through 16 were placed in the back of the crime scene truck, yes.
All right. That's when we see you putting in the paper bag and Ms. Mazzola's putting in the posse box.
Yes.
All right. So now you're saying that Mr. Simpson's gray manila envelope with the blood sample in it was put into that black plastic trash bag that Ms. Mazzola was carrying.
To the best of my recollection, yes.
And did you place it in the trash bag in her sight, in her presence?
I don't think so. I don't recall.
You just said, I don't think so. And then you said, I don't recall.
That's right.
Nice.
Now, do you have some concerns, Mr. Fung, that Ms. Mazzola is not going to come into this courtroom withdrawn? Do you have some concerns, Mr. Fung, about Ms. Mazzola coming into this courtroom and saying that she recalls you placing this gray manila envelope with the blood sample in it into that plastic bag?
Do I have
concerns
about it?
Yes.
Whether she'll say that or not?
Yes.
At this point, yes.
He's admitting, holy shit, this isn't going my way.
It's the most honest thing that he said this entire time.
And I did decide earlier today that because she followed him on the stand, we'll do Ms. Mazzola's testimony after we finish with Fung in about 3 months from now. Because Ms. Mazzola, she wasn't great either in her evidence collecting. For example, she used one cotton swab to collect 3 different blood stains. There's a little spoiler for you.
Oh God, really?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound proper to me.
Yeah, doesn't really, does it?
I'm no expert, but I wouldn't do that.
Indigo Luna says shots for every time he says, I don't recall. Fuck our livers. Yeah, even I'm not going to play that game.
No, losing game.
And your concern, sir, is based on the fact that you have knowledge that she has previously testified that she does not recall seeing
Friday night,
Detective Van Adder hand you the gray manila envelope on June 13th.
I object, Your Honor, to assume facts on that.
Sustained.
He just looks like he really doesn't want to answer that question.
I don't blame him.
Mr. Fung, do you think it would refresh your recollection
if we watched the video
to see Ms. Mazzola's testimony in August with respect to the collection of items at Rockingham on the afternoon of June 13th?
No foundation for that.
Or I don't see how it would.
You don't think that looking at her testimony might refresh your recollection as to things she has said to you in conversations about whether you received the blood sample from Detective Van Adder?
Say yes.
I'm not sure if it would or not. I don't know.
Dude, come on.
Like he just looks at him blankly and then goes, ugh, and just walks away. You don't think watching someone's testimony could refresh your memory as to what happened that day? And he's
What kind of answer is that? That doesn't make any sense.
Not a lot of what he says makes a lot of sense.
I mean, he's just like, it's just pushback. I mean, it's just, come on, like, just, sure, maybe, why not? Like, why does everything have to be, like, so difficult with him?
Because he can't admit he's done anything wrong when that's
he's-
all he does
dragged
for
this
8.5 days. Yeah.
He's asking for this. I'm sorry, but like, you know, he's bringing it on himself completely.
Like, just listen to this. I just love this when he turns around.
I'm not sure if it would or not. I don't know.
The eyebrow raise. Oh my God. He communicates so much with so little.
Yeah.
When not saying something is saying a lot. Saying something.
Now, in your conversations with Ms. Mazzola about the events of the afternoon of June 13th, did it come to your attention that she recalled leaving Rockingham earlier than you recalled it?
I don't remember discussing that with her.
In your conversations with Ms. Mazzola about the events of the afternoon of June 13th, did she ever indicate to you that she remembered leaving just a few minutes after 5?
Still no foundation. Still facts on that.
Your Honor, I'd like to approach the witness and show him some testimony.
You may. Show counsel what it is.
Your Honor, I'm going to approach the witness and make him feel stupid again. Is that okay?
I wonder what Marsha Clark's internal
Let me see counsel
monologue
at
is
the sidebar
this
with
whole
the court
time.
reporter.
If I get a perm, it'll fix
We got to
everything.
take a break at this point. All right, ladies and gentlemen, remember my admonitions to you. Don't discuss the case amongst yourselves, form any opinions about the case. Don't allow anybody to have contact with you. Do not conduct any deliberations till the matter has been submitted to you. We'll take a 15-minute break. Mr. Fung, you may step down, sir.
Clarification at sidebar.
Let me let the jurors go.
Okay, all right.
All right, they're going to take a 15-minute break, and we're going to take a 1-week break.
Sounds good.
That was our festive 2-hour stream, although we only did this for about 1 hour and 15 minutes because of the wildly successful launch where the launch pad was intact. It was
I
a
like
success.
it. I think we should do this every week. We should have some kind of rocket explode on stream. It'd be very exciting.
Yeah, that was the most exciting thing that's happened here in a while.
A lot of fun.
Well, we are just about halfway through Dennis Fung's testimony. Wow. Good thing is the microphone doesn't pick up a lot of what goes on here. The dogs are awfully gassy tonight.
I heard you mention that they fart a lot and they're very cute.
Constantly.
But they're so adorable.
Yeah. Just constantly. Ken's Canceling Couch says that blue heeler doggo is so cute. They're both English bulldogs. They're brother and sister. Right. Well, that's
brother and sister.
They are. They are, huh? Strawberry's the runt of the litter, and Yoda was just before her. All right. Wank Shaftesbury says, I need to take a break too. Chandler, marry me. Legal Vices, love you, man.
That's a lovely proposal.
It is.
I'm flattered.
Class. Just pure class.
Wank Shaftesbury. I mean, gotta consider it.
Yeah. It's clearly an Australian Shepherd.
Golden Doodle?
Technically, they're Korean bulldogs. Nah, they're all English bulldogs. They just have Korean citizenship.
Well, technically, my cats are Jewish, but that's an arbitrary measure.
Well, that's only if the mother cat was Jewish.
Yes. The matriarchal lineage is very important. Yeah. Ashkenazi, Sephardic.
Okay. Well, my dogs are Sephardic, but sorry.
That's a pretty good one.
Anyway,
it was better than my banana joke.
That's our bark cow bag. Says Porcelain Thunder. That's fun.
Love the regulars.
All right. Well, that's our OJ Simpson thing for the week. It's now midnight, just after midnight here in Korea. And Chandler, when's the big day? When's LSAT day for you?
Oh God, it's August 11th and 12th.
Oh wow, late. I think I have some sort of memory of taking mine in June, but that was like 30 years ago plus. So I probably misremembering.
I wanted to do June, but then I decided that August was going to be a better bet for me just because I'd have a little more time to study. So I'm just trying to be really, really thorough and really meticulous.
But you look like a perfectionist.
I have been accused of that in the past, and I'm not going to lie. It does it does suit me a little bit, that title. But then I learned that you can't make everything perfect, and I had 3 years where I had chronic migraines and I couldn't do anything. So now I'm really happy to be here. And Ian Runkle has been giving me great LSAT advice. He is such a sweetheart. He reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I did pretty good on the LSAT." He got a 178. I mean, it's very impressive. And he was just like, "Yeah, I did pretty good. If you need some help, I did some tutoring for a while." And he gave me this whole list of all of these amazing ways to approach the test. So grateful. Like, I've been really excited. So I think that with Runkle's help, hopefully I'll get a good score.
Hopefully you will. But you will. Yeah. No question about it. You will.
I'm a pretty good test taker. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. I'm ready to completely slaughter this exam.
And we all know she's a perfectionist unless it comes to removing tape from the wall.
Yeah, that's not coming on. I need to do a whole standing picture. I feel like people are fond of that for some reason. It's a funny little, just my background is terrible. It's awful. It's the worst.
Or just hang a picture over it. I would just hang a picture over it.
I could do that. Yeah, I'm gonna fix it up, and you'll miss the tape, but something cuter will be there eventually. So
yeah, so I put something really, I'd put something really kitschy there, like a velvet painting of Dennis Fung or something.
Well, I do have some Andy Warhol stuff sitting
No,
around.
that's way too classy. I've just got some Warhols hanging around. I'm assuming they're not originals.
They're prints. Oh my god, are you kidding?
Just have some Warhols hanging around.
Who buys originals? Who? I mean, your Godzilla. Oh, my mom wanted to see if she could find that repro of the Godzilla poster that you were looking for because she watches the streams, and she was just like, "I want to get that for Jeff because she does like vintage antique collecting and stuff like that. She's really good at finding stuff. So that poster was really cool. So she was like, "I want to find that for Jeff." The other version that you were trying to get, but was sold out or something.
Yeah, that's from France. That's like French artists. They run limited prints. Like that Cthulhu thing there. That's Francois Berenger is the guy's name. I have like 4 of his. He does like 120 print runs and things. But that's like the only original I have. But I was really because I paid a fuck ton of money for that. It's like the original 1954 Godzilla poster. But then I found out like on Hollywood Boulevard, there's like the Hollywood Boulevard shop where like the gigantic warehouse is just full of all kinds of crap that tourists buy. You can get them for like $8, the prints of that. So
the repros, yeah. I mean, I used to work at this auction house. I did this little internship about a decade ago when I was like 20, and we had amazing posters like that for sale, like stuff from like Disneyland originals, incredible. I love like antiques and collecting stuff. So if you ever are looking for something, you're trying to find something specific like in America, I'm your girl. So.
That's my unicorn. I'm looking for an original 1934 Wizard of Oz movie poster.
Ooh, you should send me details. I'd be happy to like look into that.
So I'm a huge Wizard of Oz fan. That's like my absolute favorite movie of all time.
Really, I did not know that about you.
Like absolutely. I've got some early printings of the books, but I have printings of the books that go back to the 50s.
Oh, Frank Baum, yeah, those are incredible books. I have not read them, but we have copies around here somewhere.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining us. It's time for Lorax to go to sleep. So like and subscribe. Let's see how our like and subscribe poll turned out here. Again, it's just it's a dead heat. Girls Just Want to Have Fun, unfortunately, is in last place with 21% of the votes.
Sad.
Yeah,
I coming in third
is the one that I liked. Coming in third with 24% of the vote is Fungy Cold Medina. And 26% of you said Uptown Fung You Up. And 29%, squeaking out by 3% lead, was Won't You Take Me to Fungy Town? All right, that's the end of that poll.
Nice poll. Good poll. Solid poll.
I still have to do the To Be Flair says Dark Side of the Rainbow is sweet. I haven't done that yet. I need to do a Dark Side of the Rainbow. So
it's a lot of fun.
I need to see if that like actually is a thing.
It's a thing. Oh, I remember I did that. God, I was like 18 or something. And there were moments. It's pretty trippy.
Huh.
Highly recommend.
Don't roll over Yoda when you move. Try not to.
Yeah, the chair is so close.
Yes, I haven't done it yet. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, it's an excellent album. I love Pink Floyd.
Oh yeah.
It's really you just got to do it, and then tell us about it. Tell me about it. I want to hear.
I don't know why I haven't, but
well, it's something that you do when you're a teenager and you're smoking a lot of cannabis, but mostly.
Yeah. Well, that's like my older brother. Before he died, he was asking me if I've ever seen The Wall. I'm like, well, of course I've seen The Wall. He's like, well, have you ever been stoned watching it? I'm like, no, I've never done drugs. You know that. I've never done drugs because you were a drug addict. He says, well, you've just never seen The Wall then. Okay.
I don't think I've ever watched The Wall. I think I've only ever watched it sober, but I mean, you don't really need to watch it high. I mean, okay, maybe people who've done it would disagree with me, but I mean, it's an incredible film. So
yeah, it's what my brother said. Just you've just never seen The Wall, then, have you?
It's a beautiful, beautiful work of art. But yeah, I guess I could elevate it. I can see that.
Yeah, I need to do this Dark Side of the Rainbow thing. I don't know why I haven't. I just never have.
It's a lot of fun. I want to hear about it. When you do it, tell me.
I have to try to find like some an event to do it. I don't know if there's any it's not like a really Well, speaking of tornadoes, people in Oklahoma and Nebraska, I hope everybody's okay. Looks like it was a bad day for Oklahoma and Nebraska.
Oh, really? I didn't hear about that.
Rather watch Dark Side of the Moon with the Wizard of Oz timed up to the second lion's roar.
I don't remember how we timed it. It's accessible. It's easy to do. You know?
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do that. But anywho,
this has been a really
right,
fun
folks.
stream. I really like this one. This is
It
one of
was
my favorite.
random.
My favorite OJ yet. I mean, just like, you know, kind of a little bit off the wall, but all over the place. But I've had a great time today. So thank you so much for having me on as always. I love co-hosting.
You're the co-host. Well, you don't have to thank me for coming on. You're the co-host.
I'm just happy to be here. Okay, I'm great. I'm
All
grateful.
right.
Just take my gratitude.
Okay. Oh, Jillian Ann coming in under the wire. As they were waddling through Busan, Yoda and Strawberry found some herbaceous scented treats on the ground and saw cops running after someone. Puzzled, they woofed the treats down. Happy 420. Okay. That was
I like
random.
the storytelling. It's definitely an original.
Jillian Ann drops some stories here occasionally.
I'm a big fan of
All
the
right.
creativity.
For like the 5th time, I'm trying to extricate myself here.
All right, you gotta go to bed. Go to bed. Get some rest. It's been a long week. You've been doing this.
You need a
trial.
nap. You got 2.5 hours sleep. You need a nap.
I'm fine. No, go. I mean, you did that trial, like the cop killer hooker. You know, you've been up, late every night. So you get some rest. Take some time off.
I will. And from the
Me telling you what to
doggos,
do on your own channel.
yeah, go to sleep. Okay, Mom. From the doggos, thank you, chat. The Vice Squad is the greatest chat. They're the best chat. You're the best chat. You're the only chat. So keep that in mind. Mods, thank you for being mods and doing your moddy things. D what? Congrats on being the newest mod on the channel and the namer of the dog cam if we ever sort that out. And thank you for, I don't know, did we get any subscriptions today to get us closer back to where we used to be at 36,000?
Money.
Let's see. No, we've actually lost 2. All right.
Well, didn't need
We're
them
at
anyway.
35,980 right now. So, all
It
right.
could easily be you too, but you know what? You're gonna get to 50K before you know it.
Well, maybe another year, but we'll be good.
I have faith.
Okay. Let's do this. Let's wrap it up. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for participating. Thank you for your generosity. D what? Especially thank you for you. Everybody, we love you. We'll see you probably Friday night US time. Probably around 9 or 10 p.m. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. And we'll just be doing some general chill stream, catch up on some legal news. We got some Taylorship business news. We've got some other law news that's coming out, and we got some other things to catch up on. We got some Judge Manning to watch. We'll just have a little bit of fun for a few hours. And Jillian Ann also, let me go here, Jillian Ann, gifted 5 Legal Vices memberships. So if any of you have got those 5 Legal Vices memberships, just thank old Jillian for it.
Jillian's
Shlomo Ishtov. That's like, Shlomo's like good. He's nailed like 2 or 3 of these in the past few days. Brit Brat was gifted memberships by Jillian Ann. Ikuris, Cornelius Random. You guys got it. There's like one more that hasn't come through yet. Shlomo, Brit Brat, Ikuris, Cornelius. Why are there only 4? There's only 4 on record here. Maybe someone got another one that isn't mentioned here. Or everyone has them and doesn't need them. I don't know. All right, whatever. We're out. We're done. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, Friday evening. Enjoy yourselves. Have a great day. And Chandler, anything on the way out?
Yeah, quick grift. Nicholas is going to be on MLS Law covering the Letitia Stotch trial. They're going to do an overview of it, and I'm going to try and pop on and make an appearance. So catch me over there on MLS Law with Nicholas. Hopefully.
All right.
If I make it.
And I am just checking here to see who we can funnel ourselves into right now.
A good question.
Who is
streaming?
live? Let's see who we can funnel ourselves into. I should have done this quietly before, but I was too busy engaging with all of you because you're so engageable. Live. Open this thing up. Customization. Going to redirect and redirecting. Nobody seems to be live right now that jumps off the screen at me. What time's MLS start? He's not on MLS Law Show. It just says upcoming.
Oh, it's going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern, so not for a little while.
Oh,
I'm gonna cram in. I'm trying to do some LSAT stuff. I have like a coffee meeting, and then I'm gonna pop on a little after that. But Nicholas is gonna be on. So if you guys are a fan of Nicholas Starr, go over there and watch him. And if you're interested in the trial, which is a crazy intense trial, very upsetting, very difficult to watch, but you know, we're not going to be watching trial today. There's no court, so he's just going to be doing a summary.
All right. So there's nowhere really interesting live to send you. So you're just going to go out on your own, going to be released into the wild. Everybody take care. See you tomorrow. Law Racks out saying, enjoy your legal vices. Like, subscribe. Bye.